Welcome back to Outdoors with the Morgans. I am here at Schultz Ford. I am getting an oil change in my Super Duty. I'm just kind of looking around here, but this is a F750. This has a gasser in it. That's a lot of truck for a gasser. Nice truck though. There's no price on it. I might look online and see what they're asking for this, just out of curiosity. Nice big dump bed on it. This is a special order, so somebody ordered this truck and did not take it. That's actually a 2023, and this is a 550 with a real nice chip box on it. Aluminum. This one has the Power Stroke. So price just for the truck, $68,120. I'm not sure what that bed costs. There's a 23 F350 with the Power Stroke. It's got an aluminum Zaresco dump body on it. That one there is like $68, not including the dump body. But it shows you how much these things have gone up. 23 was $68, 24 is probably $72. This is an F250. It's a Shelby Super Baja. Even got 2 spare tires. It's all equipped to rip and tear across the desert, which we don't have any of that around here. But this is a 3/4 ton with a Power Stroke. I have no idea how much this one is. I'm sure it's quite a bit. Yeah, base price, well, MSRP is $84,885, but that was just for the truck, not all the extras. This one is, I'm sure, well north of 100,000. Look at the interior. All right, I'm finished up here at Schultz Ford, and by the way, I have what they call Ford points from back when we bought the Bronco and this truck, and you can use those points to buy accessories or pay for things like service and oil changes. So I think I had one free one. I'm going to be good for about 3 or 4 oil changes. Yeah. So when I was in there waiting, I checked on the price of that black 3/4 ton Shelby. $161,000. All right, I got back from the Ford dealer a little bit ago. Came down here to the wood yard, fired up the 661, and cut up some of this white oak here. Some of this had some metal in it. Some of it's not too bad. You know, pretty good stuff. I could have sawn some of this into lumber, but you know, I run out of firewood way more often than I run out of lumber. You know what I'm saying? Matter of fact, I always run out of firewood. So we are going to split this up. This white oak's a little bit stringy, but it's coming along pretty good here. This is a great little system here. When you first watch this, it seems like, it's not real fast. But when you realize that these rounds probably weigh 500 pounds each, and the amount of wood you get out of each one of them when you're done, it's amazing. And what we'll do here, I split them over near the split force splitter, and then finish them off with that. But this big stuff makes a lot of wood. It really does. But it's a pretty nice day today. We had some storms last night, and I am telling you what, usually I don't get too skittish about storms, you know, whatever, we get them all the time. But last night, I got all these warnings on my phone, and I'm like, yeah, it's gonna storm. And I was standing on the patio over at the building, just kind of seeing how things were gonna play out. And my goodness, back there in the woods, I haven't been back here yet. There's got to be trees down. But the real strong wind only lasted for like 5 minutes. Right when that front came in, it was on. I mean, it was some serious wind. But around the house here, I think everything's okay. And at least we didn't have any more flooding rains. It rained real hard, but for only like, 45 minutes or something. Not like the last couple weeks where it was hours and hours, days on end. But somebody was asking, Larry Cluck, I was reading some comments about the pond. Not doing good. Not doing good at all. Christian told me about it. I haven't been down there, but we'll go down maybe tomorrow, check it out. And like I said before, it needs redone, so I'm not too worried about it. That'll be a good project for the middle of summer when everything's dried out. But as far as the Ford dealer goes, for a while there, I was actively searching for a dump truck, like an F550, a new one, and getting a nice dump body on it. But I tell you what, I think that's all on hold. And for a variety of reasons, we'll get into that in a little bit, but it's just not the right time. It's not. I could swing it, but I don't think it's something that I want to do right now. I just don't. We'll get into that in a little bit here. Right now, I got to focus on what I'm doing. This takes a little bit of concentration here. Kind of shake them apart, and we'll split her down. I enjoy doing this. I do. Because I know how hard it is to do without this excavator doing it. You know what I'm saying? Like some of these, really all of them. If you could split these with the Wolfe Ridge, you could. But you're wrestling them around, they're flying all over the place after they split, rolling back on you, all that stuff. This is just so much easier and safer. And when you're done, you got all your fingers and toes. And, I could run this for probably 45 minutes. The split force for another 45 minutes. No, another hour, hour and a half. And you'll have 2 cords of wood. But I'm a big fan of the oak. Oak is the best by far, in my opinion. I went over this before, but I'm going to go over it again in case you didn't see it. There's actually a method to this. What you like to do is find a spot where you have a little bit of room to downsize them, and then for your final piece that you're going to split, you want to power something to split them on, or split them on the ground, because if you don't get all the way through it, it'll stay kind of hooked together. So you like to have it sitting on the ground so it doesn't drop and like fall apart. You know what I'm saying? So like I got a nice little work area right here to split this one down. Nice flat surface, because you want to try to keep them facing the right direction. It's like I said, this white oak's so stringy. I'll set this one right on here, split it. And then these 2 pieces here are pretty close to, one more split. They'll be ready to go. So we'll grab one and swing it over to the pile. like so. Just put a little pressure on it to hold it, take it over to the pile, finish it off. We're going to stand this piece back up. You want to line it up, split. There's a lot of different splitters, you know, for skid steers and for excavators. I really prefer having them mounted on the excavator for several different reasons, but number one, I don't even think I've moved my tracks since I started right here. You know, with a skid loader, you've got to move the whole machine around to kind of manipulate what you're splitting and, you know, where you're dumping the split rounds at, and you just kind of make a big mess and you get your wood dirty and muddy, you know, if it's wet conditions. I mean, they're not bad. I just much prefer them on an excavator, and plus the visibility is so good in here, you can see exactly what you're doing. Even if you were to mount a splitter on a tractor, you just can't see it real good. This is the way to go for me, because I can see everything that I'm doing. I don't have to track all over the place. Just makes it so much nicer. What you got there?
Little nest
I didn't do that. Where was it at?
on the ground here. And I think it's, I think it got pushed out by some other competition.
Really?
Yeah. Well, I don't know why else it'd be on it, but birds will do that. So one bird makes a nest, another bird comes along going, no, I'm living here. Throws all your stuff out the window.
They don't deal with squatters.
This thing is sweet. I came down all prepared to help you.
Nothing for you to do, Melissa.
I'm going to show the camera.
I'm going to finish this up. Go ahead.
This is the bird's nest that I just found. I think it was up in the corner and it was just right down beside the post on the corner here. So you can watch Mike split that up. But this bird family is without a nest. So I might put it back in case they can pick it up and take it somewhere else. I don't know, but I don't know. It's a nice day. Sunny. We had a lot of rain last night, like storms. Did you guys get storms and lots of rain? I'm all prepared to help him and he doesn't need me. And I guess I don't need a sweatshirt either. Smell that?
So it's about lunchtime, perfect timing because Melissa just went to the deli. But
yeah.
She makes, tell them what you make. It's absolutely fantastic and it's easy.
I should do a video on how I make them on my channel, but I get some nice Italian sub rolls, buns.
Not real big ones either. Just.
No. I hear some owls.
Yeah, there's an owl in the middle of the day.
I heard you could be possessed with an owl.
Well, I can't, but go ahead. Can you hear that? That's one of those barred owls.
Yeah.
Middle of the day.
But the joke about being possessed, you say, I heard you were possessed with an owl. And then you say, who? But, okay, got it. But back to the sub, so you get a nice Italian roll, like a sausage roll bun. I don't know what people call them in other places, but we call them an Italian roll bun. You cut that, and here's the lunch meats you put on it. Because I was just at the deli, and the people at the deli see me all the time ordering the same things, and they're like, what do you do with this? I say, so you put down capicola, 4 slices. On the other side, hard salami, 4 slices. Pepperoni, I leave it on the same side as the salami. Doesn't matter, but that's how I do it. 4 pieces of the sandwich pepperoni. And then I use Munster cheese. And if you know Munster cheese, you can't go wrong. It's creamy, it melts perfectly. Munster cheese goes on top of that. Put that in the toaster oven. It's where I stick it in.
How long about?
Quick and easy. 5 minutes just to toast it. And like I said, that Munster cheese melts nicely, but the the bun on the outside of the bun gets toasty, and your little lunch meat that's sticking up gets a little bit of crunch to it. Nothing major, nothing too crunchy. If you don't like it that way, don't put it in as long. Pull it out. Here's what you put on it. Chopped up pepper, chopped up purple onion. What is purple onion called? Purple onion. And chopped up tomato. Chopped up means tiny little,
Yeah.
you know? You dice it. That's the word for people that are in the kitchen. Dice it up, sprinkle that on, little bit of Italian dressing, close it up, and I fold it in half. It's a good sub.
And we have these probably 4 or 5 times a week.
We're in the season. We're in the sub season, Italian hot sub season right now, because we've been eating them, and the people at the deli are like, "You're here again?" They hand me a pound of sandwich pepperoni and a pound of salami and a pound of the capicola, and they're like, "Psh, that'll last you forever." I'm like, "Nope, it'll be gone."
Sometimes she'll do a full video on that on her, but I'm telling you,
Yeah.
you got to get, because I tried them before, forgot something, did one thing wrong. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you don't toast it enough, Mike, is one thing you do wrong. You don't dice up the pepper, the onion, and Mike doesn't like tomatoes, so there's no tomato on his. He doesn't. He cuts them. You could choke a horse with the ones he cuts, but it's got to be chopped up nicely. And that Italian dressing. And Mike, he puts mayonnaise on his. He does.
Nothing wrong with mayo.
Well, yeah, Hunter Morgan will agree. He actually he'll take mayonnaise and Italian dressing.
Yeah.
But it's a great sub. It's easy. It's quick. It's easy. If you're in and out of the house and have to have that. What kind of quick, easy sandwiches?
Yeah.
Lunches do you make?
Literally, you'll say, "Hey, I'm going to make them," in 15 minutes they're ready. You know?
Yeah, and it's kind of nice because if Mike's in a grouchy mood about something, I'm
Which
like,
never happens.
I can say, "Oh, well, I was going to make hot subs." "Oh, okay, yeah." And so, you know, it's kind of like me and show me chocolate and.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate coming down, even though I had nothing.
Yeah, I'm not even dirty, but brought my gloves. I'll put this nest back in case the one that got thrown out wants to come get it and be like, "I'm moving to the other side of town and can move this nest somewhere."
So it's just laying on the ground over there.
Right by that corner post. Yep.
All right. Well, thanks, Melissa.
All right.
All right. So, like I said, the new dump truck is currently off the table. Maybe next year, the year after. We'll just have to see. I am currently searching for a decent used one, maybe something 10 or 15 years old. I just can't justify spending $85,000 or $90,000 on a new truck. Plus, something to think about is the license and registration and insurance. Just the additional insurance and the registration is probably about 4 full cords of firewood when you look at it that way. I'll still have to pay the registration if I find a used one, but I'm just not going to do it right now. I'm in a different mode right now. I just don't think things are going that well. And yes, it would be nice to have a dump truck right now, especially this summer and fall when we're making deliveries. But I don't know if I mentioned my dump trailer. It's great shape the way it is, but I'm going to take it over to Bennett Trailer Sales, have them kind of do a once over on it, new tires, check the brakes, just all that stuff. Just kind of go over it from front to back, top to bottom. It's been a great trailer. It's in great shape. So I'm going to continue to use that for the foreseeable future unless I find a decent used dump trailer. And at that point, I will still, dump truck, I will still keep the dump trailer. I will. It's very handy to have around. But the main reason for this is I just don't think things are very good out there. And every time I talk about this or bring it up, some people get upset. I don't know why it would bother them. I'm not even being political. I don't listen to what the news has to say. I don't need somebody to tell me how the economy is, how the dollar is. You can look all this stuff up and figure it out for yourself. But every measurable, verifiable metric out there right now, it's not looking good. You know what I mean? I mean, you could go through them all. Credit card debt, credit card default, bankruptcies, foreclosures, all those things are up. Look at gold prices, for example. I did a video like 3 months ago talking about gold and talking about inflation, which that's up as well. And I think gold was like right at $2,000 an ounce. It's hovering right around $2,400 an ounce right now. And that's always a good indication of the strength of the dollar and how things are going. You know, the price of gold isn't really going up. It's the value of the dollar is going down. Same with inflation in general. And whenever I talk about this, like I said, I don't know why people get mad. You can look this stuff up for yourself and make your own opinion. If you think everything's great and fantastic, that's wonderful. You'll probably be happy, you know what I mean? Not worrying about it. I like to kind of pay attention to what's going on, and I don't see things going that well. I've talked about the debt before. You know, we are not approaching, $1 trillion of additional debt each year. No, it's not. Every 100 days. 1 trillion every 100 days. So let's do some quick math here. Now, to tell you how much a trillion is, you got to turn your phone sideways to even type in a trillion. So we're going to go $1 trillion. That's 100,000. That's 100 million. That's 100 billion. That's 1 trillion. We'll divide that by 100 days. That's how much the debt is increasing every 100 days. All right. So that works out to, just about $10 billion a day is what the debt is increasing. Let's divide that by 24. So you've got $416 million an hour. Okay. Let's divide that by 60 minutes. You're at 6,944,000 and some change per minute. We'll divide that by another 60. $115,000 a second is what the debt. Yeah, $115,740.74 is what the national debt is increasing every single second. And, you know, people still say, oh, it's corporate greed, it's this or that. It's just way too much money being printed and borrowed. And something that they don't talk about, for every dollar of debt, that's less money being invested in private business, because this debt is financed with treasury bonds. And so they sell treasury bonds and they have to pay interest on that. So people are using the treasury bonds as an investment, which that money could have been invested in private business. So with this much money, it's taking that many treasury bonds is taking more money out of private business and investing in other companies or in starting small businesses. You know, a lot of people would say, you know, say they had some money saved, they're thinking of starting a new business. You know, the safe bet, at least for now, is you could just buy some treasury bonds and not do anything, which doesn't really help the economy at all. But that's it in a nutshell. Like I keep saying, I don't know why people get mad about all this stuff. And everyone's looking forward to the next election. Yeah, we definitely need a change. But at this point, I think, remember that boat, that big container ship that hit the bridge, Baltimore, knocked the bridge down and all that? I think it would be like changing captains 10 seconds before it's about to hit that bridge and be like, hey, you're in charge right now. You know what I mean? I don't think anyone can fix this. I don't. And I don't know how it all ends. But right now, I'm in kind of just going to hold back on some stuff. You know what I mean? A few weeks ago, I mentioned in a video about, you know, we were talking about building a building, but decided just to add on to the pavilion down here. And I jokingly said something like, or maybe I should build a bunker. People are commenting about that. I even got an email from a guy. He was all upset about it, asking why I would say something like that. Maybe I was exaggerating just a bit, but like I said, if you want to think everything's just fine and dandy, that's totally up to you. And you'll probably be happier in the short term for that. But I'm just not like that. You know what I mean? I'm happy. I feel good when you pay attention and you kind of know what's going on. You know what I mean? None of us know what to expect or how this is all going to play out. But I don't think anyone, if they're being honest with themselves, can say this all works out like, no one has ever told me how, you know what I mean? How do you just keep borrowing money? No one's ever been able to say that. If you know how it works out, let me know and I'll quit worrying about it or talking about it. So, yeah. But anyway, I think that's about it for today's video. I appreciate y'all being here. Sign up for our newsletter, outdoorswiththemorgans.com. When you go to our website, there will be a pop-up that comes up. Enter your email, click submit, and you'll be signed up for our newsletter. I think that's about it for today's video. Catch you on the next one.